Bill, thanks for sitting down with me today. I appreciate it.
Appreciate being here.
It's been a few years since we've had a chance to sit down and chat. I appreciate you taking the time for a discussion. You've been a busy guy over the last few years. We've got lots of changes going on within the seed industry. We got acquisitions, we got mergers in seed, we've got acquisitions and mergers across agriculture. Lots of changes going on. Can you bring me up to speed a little bit about where you're at and what's going on for you?
Sure. I've been busy in the sector. I mean, I think, there's no secret that we're in a challenged commodity environment, and that has certainly pulled back spending by farmers, and I think that's what's driving a lot of the mergers and acquisitions is the need for cost savings, because we can't keep doing the same thing we've been doing because farmers just are constrained and can't pay for all that value. So I think that's there will be a lot of cuts, unfortunately, for the industry.
There will be. And what role then does the Goodbar Group play in that process?
Just, the obvious M&A advisory, but also, just valuation work. There's going to be a lot of little spin-outs from these big deals. The mega mergers, you're going to have, Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs on either side of those. But then it becomes, okay, well, we need to sell these two lines of vegetable seed off. Who can help us do that and find the right home for it? We need to sell this little subsidiary off. Who's the right partner for that? That's where I'll probably come in and be active over the next couple of years.
Nice. Marrying together opportunities with buyers and sellers, yeah.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay. So if I ask you to look into your crystal ball a little bit, what do you see as a couple or three places that we need to be concerned about or tread carefully as we proceed?
I guess just assuming that there are lots of opportunity to create value. It's just assuming that the farmer is always going to pay for that value. Precision ag, there's a lot of value to be added by giving information to the farmer. Tough part is farmer, just like the internet, doesn't want to pay for information, wants it for free. And so trying to some of these things, the early first generation of traits were very binary. There's either corn borer resistance or there's not, and it's easy to identify, easy to value. He's saying this much in spraying costs, we can recoup this much. The things that become a little more agronomic, nuanced, become tougher to value, tougher to carry out, and I think that's where it's kind of a challenging environment.
So as we finish up 2016 and move into 17, are things going to move still as fast, or are we going to see that slow down a little bit?
I think it's going to be just as fast. I think there's going to be new players in the biotech arena. It's not just the big companies that are coming up with traits. There are startups that got traits. The Chinese are coming in with traits. So the folks that have been working on conventional breeding, I think, will be in good shape because, they still got the other 100,000 genes of interest, to match with this gene. So I think there's a huge opportunity for the guys that have been there.
Right. So from a 10,000-foot level, the $1 million question: what advice do you have for seed companies as we're going into this process?
I guess it depends on what kind of seed company. I think the retail guys that have recognized that they are really, in essence, distributors of traits, genetics, and are set up to be that way and focus on being low-cost production, focus on, really taking care of the customer. They're going to be fine. I think they'll see increases as the big guys, try to figure out and lay people off and combine territories and do all that.
So we've got a new president in place now. How do you see that election result having an impact on some of your analysis?
I think it's obviously going to be a much looser regulatory environment, and so to the extent that helps certain companies, I think that's pretty apparent.
Right, and that's going to ramp up pretty quick.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think you're right. there any black swans on the horizon that we need to keep an eye out for?
Just when you think all the big deals are done, what's going to happen? If BASF is sitting out there, are they going to come in and buy something? What's left to buy? Are they going to wait and see what the pieces? I think that's there is a few more big deals maybe to happen, but then things will settle down.
Right. The big guys are always going to have their hand in those. But is there an opportunity in that for some of those larger regional companies to get involved in that as well? Or
again, it depends on what they want to be in life. If they're I think it's still going to be very hard for them to compete with the breeding dollars, the research dollars. Let them continue to do that. But being a distributor, being a retail guy, being really good at that, I think there's a huge opportunity for them to still do well.
So the flip side of these cautious points, where do you see opportunity? Where's the opportunity going to come from in the coming year?
I see, maybe kind of the one-off things of you see Monsanto pushing their relationship with Novozymes and, looking at the biologicals. I like that. I like cover crops where you come in and everybody talks about sustainability and becomes the big buzzword, but what really does it mean? Well, if there's something that can help the farmer boost his yield, but also maybe is good for the soil too, and requires less nitrogen, and hey, that's a win-win. So I think, even under a Trump administration, I think the government will recognize that I don't know if it'll get implemented in farm programs, but some of these things that do help yield, but also are maybe friendlier to the environment, I think are going to be some good opportunities.
What's one thing you pluck out as a goal for 2017? I'm sure a guy like you's got 100 of them, but what's one goal?
Just to keep taking care of my clients that I have, adding value where I can with my clients, and enjoying the industry, because it's a great industry.
It's a great one. It's a busy one. It's a fast one right now.
Yep.
We like that.
Yep, exactly.
Perfect. Thanks again for sitting down.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.